All set?
Yeah, we're good.
Let's say, let's do it. We are back on WQEL Facebook with Coach's Corner West live from our Bucyrus Pizza Hut with the Wynford part of the show. And our show is brought to you in part tonight by Luann Krebs and River's Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing Signs, the official foam board t-shirt provider on Route 309 right across the street from the Marion Depot. Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center. Mike Kleinite, Ag Credit, Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Galleon, and Mount Gilead, as well as Marion. The Ohio State University at Marion, a Big Ten education close to home. Ken Couric, Modern Body Shop in New Washington. Life Really Todd McDougal, Friedley and Company Insurance, also in New Washington. My pleasure to welcome to our microphones now Gabe Helbert, the head coach of the Wynford Royals, who lost a tough ball game to the eventual league champion, Kerry. They're going to win it, there's no doubt about it. They clinched a tie last week. They won 37-14. A quote, you quoted Dan Clutter in Crawford County Now. You feel your team is still improving, and
yeah, I mean,
a lot to be proud of.
That's the goal. It's the goal week in and week out. Really day in and day out that we're going to, do our best to continue to improve. That, I think we're still seeing that. I thought our kids played extremely hard Friday night. Obviously when the
Kerry's that good.
Yeah, they're a good football team. They have a lot of nice pieces to their team. They're good from a running standpoint. The kid throws the ball well enough to be dangerous, and defensively they're very solid, very sound in what they do, and they have good athletes on the field defensively.
They got off to a quick start, 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. Then you kind of settled in and got some offense going, a little bit more defense as well.
We turned the ball over 2 times in our first 2 drives, and when you do that against a team playing for a league championship, obviously it's not ideal. Unfortunately with those turnovers, because we we're driving the football, and something we got to continue to, as we talked about, improve upon. And they took advantage of those turnovers to get off to a good start in the first quarter. Again, I thought our kids battled and played hard.
Coach, you don't make excuses, I know, but the field was pretty nasty. We got started almost an hour late. I don't know. How was the field condition? Of course, they had to play the same thing.
The field had nothing to do with any of that. Just kids running around playing tough physical football. They were able to jar the ball loose. The field conditions I thought were perfectly fine for both teams, and they did a nice job taking care of their field throughout the week to be able to play on it. So it's come down to us not protecting football and then putting good hits on our kids to get the ball out.
All right. Huge touchdown play in the second quarter, 79-yard pass play to Owen Whitmire for a touchdown. Talk a little about that play.
Owen's a guy that has a lot of skill. He has the ability to make big plays, and we were fortunate to kind of exploit their coverage a little bit there. And Kobe Allen made a really nice throw, and Whit made a good catch, and nice catch and run. Something we needed at the time. We needed that explosive play because we were struggling. At that point in time, down 20-0. It was a play that had to be made. It was made.
All right. And in the fourth quarter, Jaron Filliator with a 16-yard reception for a touchdown as well.
Again, we had some scoring opportunities throughout the second, third, and fourth quarter. We were fortunate to finish the drive there with Jaron making a nice catch. Again, Kobe made an excellent throw, and Jaron was able to come down within the end zone.
Kobe, 50% test, running 168 yards. Probably a little bit less than what he was hoping for.
We want to be efficient in the pass game and with our run game as well. And, there's a lot of pressure on Kobe at times, and he was able to extend some plays, but obviously we want to be more efficient. But he did, from time to time, find a guy who needed the football. And, so I thought he played hard. He tried to extend plays, but there was times we have protection issues. And, pressure was a problem.
Well, with my receiving, we had 4 guys that had 2 had exceptional games. So we had Owen with 3 receptions for 99 yards, Jaron for 5 for 45, and both those guys had touchdowns. For change, for also leading some receptions.
Yeah, those are guys that we have to rely upon to make plays for us. We've got to continue to try to get them the football so they can make plays for us. But we got to do a better job on that end.
All right. And on the season, Kobe Allen, I was checking this out, the stats from Athletic Macmillan today, 60% plus reception rate, 1,623 yards, 20 touchdowns.
Yeah, Kobe's had a great year from a statistical standpoint. He's got to try to find ways to get W's. I know Kobe would love to have more wins or compete for a championship as opposed to stats. But where we're at, that's not the reality of the situation. So we are happy with what he's done. Throwing the football. He's got a lot of good weapons to throw to, and he's taking advantage of that.
I believe well. I got a lot of them down. Jaron Filliator, 692 yards and 5 touchdowns. Owen Whitmire, 365 yards, 5 touchdowns. James Shiefer, 208 yards, 5 touchdowns. Helbert Blair, 157 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Avery Langer for a couple of touchdowns. Davey Blair, a touchdown. He's also got some additional Micah Archer and Daniel Kurek.
Again, try to distribute the ball that was open, do the design of the play or how the coverage, how they covered. And Kobe's done a pretty nice job overall. Really has protected the football very well. He's only turned the ball over 6 times through 9 games, which certainly proud of him for doing that. And he's found ways to get the ball in the end.
Very good. We've got players around the table. Looks like wide receiver right now.
Yeah, a lot of wide receivers.
Seniors wide receiver, Jaron Filliator, James Shiefer, Dan Couric, as well as Owen Whitmire, all on the radio with us tonight. We'll be talking to them in just one moment. Show brought to you in part by Vince Ponziani and everybody at Waycraft Industries. Rod Steiger at Pizza at Bucyrus Galleon, host of our show since 1992. The Burkhardt family, Burkhardt Farm Center, your Case IH dealer on the Manette Winchester Road. Farmers serving farmers. Also, North Central State College, Mansfield, the Cooperative Success Center of Bucyrus. Hannah Lewis at Wendy's, downtown Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky. Lee Plilo, Brad Seibert at the Plilo Insurance Group, Bucyrus and Galleon. We're around the table here. And we've got up first, I think, Owen Whitmire, right?
Jaron
Filliator.
Yep, Jaron
Filliator, senior wide receiver.
They're in order, too.
They're in order. God bless you for sitting in order. I appreciate it. Jaron Filliator, and let me get the stats down here because we had some statistical information. And Jaron, you had a touchdown reception in the fourth quarter of this ball game. Talk to me about that reception. Talk about the entire play.
I know it was a crossing route. I was on a crossing route. I'm not sure what.
Were you number 1 receiver on this play?
Yeah, I was the number 1 receiver on the right side, yeah. And then it was doubles to the left, I think. And then it was fourth quarter. We had a running clock on us, and running clock's never fun, especially when you're on the opposing end of it, and just trying to doing our best to score and again get that running clock off. So.
All right, and as touchdowns go, I know you've had some other touchdowns in the past, but can you compare those other ones? Are they?
I would say it was a pretty decent catch. Probably not my best one. I would say my best catch for a touchdown came against Upper last week. I had a toe tap in the end zone. It was a pretty nice catch. So it was one of my better catches, I'd say.
All right. What are the goals for the future, buddy? I mean, you got one more week left on. Obviously, this is an important week for you, and potentially we've got playoffs in the future. I know you got to worry about this game first.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we won't win the N10 this year, which sucks, but I mean, still obviously want to win, and if we do win, that'll make our playoff seeding a lot better, make us play an easier team on the road. So you always want to win, but having a better playoff seeding also.
All right, that's good. Other sports other than football?
Basketball.
Basketball, so you'll be back a little bit later on that too.
Yeah.
All right, good for you, buddy. Thanks for coming by. Any college plans for you? College at all?
Yeah, I do. I want to go to college, but I'm not too sure what for yet.
You're not too sure.
Yeah, I really.
You have no major in mind.
No.
Have you even applied anywhere yet?
Yeah, I've applied to a few places. I've applied to Bowling Green, Findlay, Ohio State Marion. So I've applied to a few places.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Also, we've got James Shiefer next, and James is also a senior wide receiver and a safety. And James, talk a little bit about this season, your senior year. You're going to leave it all, this is your last regular season game. Is this at home or away?
At Mohawk.
I'm sorry?
At Mohawk.
At
Mohawk.
All right. Last time away. Hopefully we get a good crowd up there. It's your last time to put a regular season game to put that blue and gray on. How's it make you feel?
Well, obviously, the season may not have gone the way we planned on it, but eventually you just have to face reality. And as a team, as seniors, we just need to make the most of what we have and have fun in our last game.
All right. and it'd be fun to win, right?
Yes, sir.
And as your colleague, Mr. Whitmeyer, pointed out, winning makes our playoff situation look better as well.
Right.
So, other sports other than football?
Basketball.
Basketball. All right, buddy. Good for you. It's college. I need to ask you about college.
I'm planning on going to college, but I'm not really.
You have no
decided.
idea.
No.
Yeah. See, it's so interesting because if you didn't, when I was a kid, when I was your age, if you didn't apply by October, you weren't getting in. And then if you didn't get in, the Army had the University of Vietnam, which you're starting. So you had to apply and get in before October. Next up, we've got Dan Couric. Dan, talk to me about you're a senior wide receiver. You've got a few catches this year, right?
Yep.
Has this been a lot of fun for you this year?
Yeah, this season has been. It's been a bit of a. We've had some ups and downs, but it's been a lot of fun, and I've been really glad to have the guys, and we've just been keeping on battling through the ups and downs and keeping on going.
You play other sports besides football?
I do swimming and I play baseball.
All right, very good for you. How about college?
I've started working on applications, but
So
I
we're going to
haven't
have.
applied
Is
yet.
your dad suggested University of Toledo at all?
A bit.
A little bit. All right, buddy. I appreciate you stopping by. Finally, down at the end of the table, we got Owen Whitmire. Owen is a senior, also a safety. And Owen, you had a 79-yard touchdown reception. Talk to me a little bit about that. Were you the number one receiver on that, Rob?
I wouldn't say I was the number one. I mean, it was just a team execution.
All right.
Just doing our job.
Now, did he air it out, or did you cut across the middle and run the rest of the way in?
It was like in the middle of the field, line drive, right?
All right, and then you had to zigzag around, or did
Nah, just run as fast as I can.
just run as fast as you can down run. All right. Have you ever had a touchdown longer than 79 yards?
I don't think so.
That was it. So that came second to last week of the season. You'd like to do that again this week, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
All right. Talk to me about your feelings as a senior. Last game of the season. How do you feel about that?
I mean, obviously it's pretty sad. It's my last
Regular season.
Yeah, regular and season didn't go how we wanted it to. But I mean, I'm just gonna go out and have fun with the guys, and I know they're gonna have fun. We're just gonna put it all out on the field.
All right, good for you. Other sports other than football? That's just it, huh?
Yep.
All right, college for next year?
Nope, I'm thinking about going in the military.
All right, any particular branch?
The Army.
Army. Okay, good for you, and thanks for your service, my friend. We're going to be back in just a second to talk with Coach a little about this very important football game coming up this weekend against the Mohawk Warriors. Details in just one moment. Our show brought to you in part on WQL Facebook by Doug Lewhold and the Associates in Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Jim Plummer, Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, Matt Studer, Spitzer, Chrysler Dodge, Jeep Ram Kia, a mile east of the Richland Mall. Rob Lust, Edgefield Animal Clinic, Marion. Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, Frank Heinlein, and the 200 and more associates at Bucyrus Blades serving worldwide markets from Bucyrus since 1951. And Roger Moore at Links Lock and Safe. And they're on the corner of West Warren and South Powell. Coach, this weekend we got Mohawk coming up. Mohawk, this is big because the playoffs are on the line. They can be a very dangerous football team. They upset Mohawk. I mean, I would hear Seneca East. I consider that an upset. And I know you don't take anybody lightly, but this is a game in particular you can't take.
Mohawk, look at them as a very similar team as us. Look at kind of where they're at, the 4-5 record, and how they've played some teams and things like that. So,
Well, they got playoffs on the line.
yeah, absolutely. They're an opportunity that they're going to get in Division 7 in a tough region, kind of similar to us. And in Division 5 region, it's tough. You're trying to get into the best seed that you can, but to finish our N10 season, we didn't have the opportunity to play Mohawk last year. It was, close proximity, joining school districts, and obviously a natural rivalry. Played them for a number of years as a non-league opponent, and have been coming to the N10. It's an important game for us in those communities. we obviously understand that Mohawk's going to put great effort and energy on Friday night in their last home game. So, our kids are going to have to match that. And we need to have a great week of practice where our kids.
What do we expect from these guys?
They're very balanced. They have a really explosive player, number 24, who has the ability to catch the football as well as run it. I think he leads their team in both rushing and receiving, which is pretty rare to see. And he's a very talented kid. They do a great job getting him the ball in a variety of ways. So we'll have to try to contain him to the best of our ability. They're an aggressive defense that likes to create some chaos and confusion with the blitz game and their ability to angle and stun up front. Do a lot of things from that standpoint that cause some offensive issues. So our kids are going to have to be ready to play football in front of us.
Keys to success.
We can't turn the ball over, especially early. Like we do get scared. We got to protect the football. At the same point in time, it would be nice to try to turn them over to the best of our ability. Getting the line of scrimmage is going to be most important on Friday. Who can control and sustain that line of scrimmage will be very important. Then ultimately just execution. Who wants to execute at a high level week 10? Who's mentally and emotionally into the game on week 10 is going to be very important as well.
All right. Coach, it's always a pleasure to have you on the radio. Your kids are a class act, and I do enjoy having you on the show. We'll look forward to your next visit next week, okay? All right. Coach, from the Wynford Royals with us this evening, and the Wynford Royals coming up. And up next, it's Buckeye Central, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Good luck this weekend.